The space station floated above Earth, shining like a star in the night sky. Inside it was one of the most famous restaurants in the galaxy, Diesel Flame. It was known for its amazing food, glowing lights, and celebrity guests. But today, something strange happened. A quiet man walked into the restaurant through the back door. He wore old clothes, dusty boots, and a plain hat. No one knew he was Vin Diesel, the real owner of Diesel Flame. He didn't speak much. He just nodded and smiled. To the staff, he looked like just another delivery guy or maybe a backup cleaner. But Vin was on a mission. He had heard things. Complaints, whispers. Something was wrong with how his staff were being treated. So instead of making a big entrance, he came in silence. He wanted to see the truth with his own eyes. In the busy kitchen, workers rushed back and forth. Some carried food trays. Others washed dishes. The new manager, Mr. Kroll, shouted orders in a sharp voice. "Move faster. This isn't a charity," he yelled. Vine stood in a corner, pretending to clean the floor, but he was watching everything. Then he saw her. A young waitress, maybe in her 20s, walked past him. A name tag said Lena. She was holding a tray of empty glasses, but her hands were shaking. Her eyes looked red, like she had been crying. Vin noticed. Just as she passed the door, two kitchen workers leaned close and whispered. "She'll be gone soon," one said. "Yeah, the new manager hates her," said the other. "She's too soft." Vine narrowed his eyes. He slowly followed Lena down the hallway that led behind the kitchen, toward the staff lockers. He stayed quiet, walking carefully so his footsteps made no sound. Around the corner, near the storage room, Lena stopped. She dropped the tray and leaned against the wall. Her shoulders shook. A small sob escaped her lips. She thought she was alone. Vine stood silently at the edge of the hallway, hidden by shadows. His face was calm, but inside, he felt something heavy. He had seen tough times. He had built Diesel Flame with love. This was not the way his people should be treated. Then he heard her whisper, "I can't do this anymore." Her voice was small, broken. "They think I'm weak. They take my tips. They laugh when I ask for help." Vine stepped forward, but slowly, not as a boss, not yet, just as a kind man. "You okay?" he asked gently. Lena jumped, startled. She wiped her face quickly and turned around. "Sorry, I didn't know anyone was here." Vine shook his head. "You don't have to say sorry for feeling something." She looked at him carefully. "You're new here?" "Yeah," Vin said. "First day, just helping out." She sighed and leaned back. This place used to feel like a family. But since Mr. Kroll came, everything changed. He yells all the time. If you speak up, you lose hours. Or worse, he fires you. Vine stayed quiet, letting her speak. "I need this job," Lena continued. "My little brother's on Mars. He's sick. I'm saving for his surgery. I can't lose this, even if it hurts." Vine nodded slowly. "That's a strong reason to fight." Lena gave a sad smile. "Thanks for listening. Most people here just walk away." Vine looked her in the eyes. Sometimes, the right people are listening, even if you don't know it yet. Then, a voice from the hallway barked, "Lena, break's over. Don't make me dock your pay." It was Mr. Kroll. Lena stood up straight. "Coming." She gave Vin a soft nod and walked off. Vine stayed behind, his jaw tight. He had seen enough for today, enough to know the stories were true. But this was just the beginning. The next day, Vin Diesel returned to Diesel Flame, still in disguise. Same old clothes, same quiet steps, same simple name on his fake ID, Vince D. No one had figured out who he really was, not even the head chef, who once cooked him a birthday meal. Vin had changed just enough. Different voice, different walk, and always keeping his face low. But inside, Vin was wide awake. He had heard Lena's pain. Now he needed answers. He waited in the corner of the kitchen again, wiping tables and listening. Mr. Kroll stormed in, his voice sharp. "Lena, where's my espresso? You had one job." Lena rushed in with a cup. "Sorry, sir, I..." Before she could finish, Kroll grabbed the cup and spilled a little on the counter. "Stupid girl. You think I pay you to be slow?" he snapped. Everyone in the kitchen froze. Lena looked down. "I'm really sorry." Ven gripped the edge of the counter, trying not to react. "Not yet." Kroll leaned closer to Lena. "Keep messing up, and you'll be back scrubbing dishes on Earth." Ven saw her eyes. There was no fight left in them. That evening, when the restaurant slowed down, Vine stepped outside near the back exit. There, a few workers gathered in secret for a smoke break. They didn't notice him standing behind the trash unit. They spoke freely. "Man, Kroll's out of control," said a young cook named Jay. "He takes Lena's tips," said another. "I saw him grab her envelope last week," said she owed him. Vine listened, his face turning cold. "Remember the birthday party table? Lena served all night, and Kroll took credit. Took the whole tip himself," someone else added. One server laughed bitterly. "Yeah, and now he's planning to fire her. Told HR she's too emotional." Vine clenched his jaw. "Too emotional," he whispered to himself. "She's the one keeping this place human." Later that night, Vin saw Lena again, mopping the floor after hours. Everyone else had left. He walked over slowly. "You didn't go home?" he asked. She looked up, surprised. "Still finishing my shift. I took extra hours today." Van nodded. "Why don't you speak up?" She looked at him sadly. "Against Kroll. Who would believe me? He's the manager. I'm just staff." Vine stepped closer. "What if I told you? Someone is watching. Someone who can change things." Lena gave a tired smile. "Then I'd say I hope they hurry." Before Vin could say more, her communicator buzzed. A small screen lit up. She looked at it and gasped. "What is it?" Vin asked. Lena showed him the message. "Your brother's health is worse. Surgery needed in 5 days. Cost 18,000 credits. She froze. "I'll never make that much in time," she whispered. Vin took a long breath. This wasn't just about a bad manager anymore. This was about someone good being crushed under the system. And he had seen enough. He wasn't going to stay quiet anymore. Tomorrow, everything would change. The next morning, the restaurant buzzed with activity. Diesel Flame was preparing for a special visit. The Galaxy Trade Minister was coming for dinner. Everyone was nervous. Dishes had to be perfect, uniforms spotless. The manager, Kroll, barked orders even louder than usual. "Don't mess up today," he shouted. "If the minister isn't happy, you're gone. All of you." Vin Diesel, still in disguise, quietly mopped a corner near the back. Nobody looked at him. Nobody knew. But Vin was done just watching. He had a plan now. As the day moved on, he asked questions. Not directly, but gently. To the cook, "Who's in charge of tips?" To the cleaner, "Has anyone ever complained about Kroll?" To the new waiter, "Does anyone from corporate ever check in?" The answers were all the same. No one checked. No one cared. And everyone was scared. In the break room, Ven caught a moment alone with Lena. "Lena," he said quietly, "what would you do if someone believed you? If someone powerful stood up for you?" She looked at him strangely. "I'd think it was a dream," she said. "But dreams don't happen here." Vine smiled just a little. "Sometimes they do." Later, as Kroll walked by, Vin accidentally dropped a tray near him. Kroll turned fast. "Are you blind, old man? Clean that up." Vine looked him straight in the eye. "Of course, sir." Kroll scoffed and walked off, not knowing that he had just spoken like that to the owner of the entire restaurant chain. That evening, just an hour before the Galaxy Minister's arrival, Vine made his move. He quietly stepped into the VIP room, usually reserved for celebrities and officials. He pressed a button on his wristband. A small lens lit up in the ceiling. Hidden camera, active. Vine sat down calmly and spoke into the air. "Galactic HQ. This is Vincent Diesel, owner of Diesel Flame. Start internal recording. I am preparing to file a full report. Today." The AI system responded, "Recording in progress." Then Vine stood up and walked straight into the kitchen. "Everyone," he said in a loud, calm voice, "stop what you're doing." Everyone turned, confused. Kroll rushed forward. "Hey, you!" Get back to mopping. Vin raised his hand. Manager Kroll, he said firmly. I'm not your cleaner. I'm your boss. The whole room went silent. What? What did you say? Kroll blinked. Vin pulled off the old jacket, revealing the Diesel Flame founder badge underneath. Gasps filled the room. I'm Vincent Diesel, he said, owner of this restaurant, and I've been watching you all. Lena dropped her tray. The cook stared. Kroll turned pale. But, you're. I was undercover, Vin said, because I had a feeling something was wrong here. He turned to Lena. And now I know it's true. Everyone inside the Diesel Flame kitchen stood frozen. No one moved. No one spoke. Vin Diesel had just revealed who he truly was. The janitor they had ignored was actually the owner of the entire restaurant chain. Manager Kroll tried to laugh it off. Wait, hold on. This is a joke, right? A prank for the staff? Vin's face stayed calm. His voice didn't rise. That made it even scarier. No joke, Mr. Kroll. You've been treating my staff like dirt. And today, that ends. He turned to the cooks. You, the ones who work nonstop in heat and noise. Tell me the truth. Do you feel respected here? One brave cook nodded slowly. No, sir. We're afraid every day. He screams for no reason. Cuts our tips. Says he'll replace us with robots. A second one added, he made Lena clean the toilets. She's a waitress. And when she cried, he said crying was weakness. Vine looked at Lena. She wiped a tear and tried to hide her face. Vin walked over and gently said, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Then he turned to Kroll. You used fear to control people. That ends now. Kroll's voice trembled. Mr. Diesel, sir, I didn't mean to. I was just trying to keep order. By threatening them? Vin asked. He pulled up a holo screen on his wrist. It showed recorded footage from the last 48 hours. Kroll shouting, pushing trays, docking pay. Gasps echoed through the kitchen. You forgot we use smart cams in every room, Vin said. You thought no one was watching. Kroll looked sick. Please, don't fire me. I need this job. My family. Vin's eyes narrowed. You had no problem crushing their families, threatening workers, humiliating staff. And now, you want mercy? Everyone waited for his answer. Vin raised one finger. I won't fire you, he said. A pause. I'm banning you. Everyone blinked. From this building. From all Diesel Flame restaurants. You're done. 2 security drones floated in. Calm, quiet, and glowing red. They hovered by Kroll's side. Escort Mr. Kroll off the property, Vin ordered. The drones clicked. Confirmed. Disciplinary action in progress. As they guided Kroll out, he shouted, You'll regret this. I built this place. No, Vin said softly. They did. He looked around at the shocked faces. You kept this place alive, not him. It's your work, your hands, your heart. And I see you now. Lena broke down crying again, but this time, they were happy tears. The kitchen of Diesel Flame was quiet. No more shouting. No more fear. Manager Kroll was gone. Banned forever by the real owner, Vin Diesel himself. But no one relaxed. They still didn't know what would happen next. Vine stood in the center of the kitchen. Steam hissed from pots. Dishes clinked. He looked at every face. The cooks, the servers, the dishwashers, and then, Lena. You, Vin said, walking toward her. Lena stepped back. Sir, you've been through a lot here, Vin said. But you didn't quit. Even when no one saw you, you stayed kind. You helped others. She blinked. I just did my job. Vine smiled. No, you did more than that. You showed heart. He turned to the staff. This restaurant will need a new manager. Everyone held their breath. He looked back at Lena. I wanted to be you. The kitchen gasped. Lena's mouth dropped open. Me? But I'm just a waitress. Not anymore, Vin said. I need someone who knows pain, respect, and kindness. You understand people. That's what makes a true leader. But sir, I didn't go to manager school or... Vin raised a hand. Leadership isn't about school. It's about how you treat people when no one's watching. Lena looked down at her hands. They were shaking. Then she looked up, straight into Vin's eyes. I accept. Cheers erupted in the kitchen. Cooks clapped. One dishwasher shouted, "She deserves it." Another said, "Finally, a manager with a heart." Tears rolled down Lena's cheeks. Vine stepped aside. "Starting now, Lena is in charge of Diesel Flame's spaceport branch. Treat her with the respect she's earned." He looked at the rest of the team. "And all of you, expect big changes. Fair pay, better hours, more robots to handle trash work." One of the cooks laughed. "Even killing the fryer?" Vin winked. "Especially the fryer." The room filled with laughter for the first time in months. Then Vine pulled out a small device and pressed a button. A floating screen appeared in the air. It showed Lena's new employee profile, manager level, executive access, and profit share, 10%. The crowd went silent again. 10%? Someone whispered. "That's huge." Vine nodded. "She's earned it." Lena held a hand over her mouth. "This changes my life," she whispered. Vin said gently, "That's the point." The next morning, the restaurant looked different. The lights felt warmer. The staff smiled. The fear was gone. In the back office, Lena sat in her new chair, still trying to believe it was real. She looked around, still wearing her old server uniform, unsure if she should even change it. A soft knock at the door. Vin Diesel entered. He wasn't wearing the janitor disguise anymore. He stood tall, in a sleek dark jacket, glowing with quiet power. Lena stood quickly. "Sir." Vin raised his hand with a small smile. "Call me Vin now." She smiled nervously. "Okay, Vine." He stepped inside and closed the door behind him. "I'm proud of you," he said. "I watched how you worked, how you stayed kind when no one was watching. That's rare." Lena's voice was soft. "I was going to quit that night. The night you stopped me." Vine nodded. "Sometimes we reach our limit, but the universe gives us one more test, right before everything changes." He placed a small, silver cube on her desk. "What's this?" Lena asked. "Your real access key," he said. "This cube connects you to my personal AI system, scheduling, payroll, emergency bots. It's yours now." Her hands trembled as she picked it up. Then Vin walked to the window. He looked out at the spaceport, where ships came and went in smooth silence. "You know," he said, "I built this place for more than money." Lena listened quietly. "I built it for people like you, people who don't get chances, who are ignored or hurt or told they're not good enough." He turned to her. "You proved they're wrong." A tear slipped down Lena's cheek. Vin walked toward the door. He stopped, then turned back. "There's one more thing." Lena straightened up. "I'm leaving this branch, for good." She gasped. "What?" He smiled. "It's yours now. Fully. I'll be checking in from time to time. But this is your story now." She stood there frozen, holding the cube. "I don't know what to say." Vine nodded once. "Then don't say anything. Just run it with heart." And with that, he opened the door and walked out. Lena sat down slowly. She looked at the cube. She looked at the chair. Then she smiled. Outside the office, staff paused as Vin walked through the dining hall. They clapped slowly, then louder. Everyone stood. The dishwasher, the cook, the servers. Even the guests noticed. "Is that Vin Diesel?" one whispered. Vine stopped at the exit. He turned, gave a simple nod to the team, then walked into the spaceport light. He vanished into the crowd, without saying another word. But his message stayed behind, in the hands of a woman no one had believed in. Now, she was the one leading them all.